So today is Wednesday, June 17th, and I'm 6 days late, 5-6 days late. I just peed on it and I don't know what it's supposed to say, if it's positive or negative. I don't know how long I'm supposed to wait. But yeah. I'm so nervous. I don't know. I've been Googling a lot of symptoms, so maybe it's all in my head too. I'm not sure. But 5-6 days late, I think it's okay for me to check at this point. Let's see. I think it's positive. Oh my god, it's positive. This is positive? Oh my god. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm so overwhelmed.
Already?
Whispers.
What? The fuck, man? We're just gonna say dude. Milton, what's going on? What does it mean? Milton, what did we do? Herky and Milton have no idea what you did.
Allô? Tu travailles? J'ai quelque chose à te montrer. Check.
You check. Lara!
Ben oui, bravo, bravo! Le canal Facebook? Oui! 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 Non! Ben...
Papa, tu sais c'est quoi?
Non, maman, ça brille de temps.
Un beau cadeau pour toi, papa.
Joyeux, ça va. Hey, c'est vous.
Oui, c'est vrai.
Oui!
Ok.
Un beau cadeau pour toi.
Joyeux.
Okay, so this is the morning of our 10-week appointment. First appointment to the doctors. We're just like in first trimester mystery where we don't really know what's going on. We don't really know if everything is for real yet. So we have a lot of questions for the doctor. Can't wait to meet her. Can't wait to ask the questions. Hopefully we can hear the baby's heartbeat. Apparently, if we really ask, we might be able to get her to see the baby.
Really?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. How are you feeling, Dad?
I have zero thoughts on this right now. Zero.
What do you mean?
I am just waiting to see the turn of events. I feel like if nothing is real yet, and you can't get your hopes up until like you can't get any attachment, excitement, or anything until maybe at least 12 weeks.
Yeah, just until it's sure, right? So
you gotta do those, how do you call them? The harmony test. Until then, you can't really get happy yet. So, yeah, I have no emotions. And I'm not even saying that just to say. Actually, that's how I feel.
So before the like prenatal tests and
yeah, you gotta
genetic
make sure
testing
that everything's healthy, everything's in place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to tell anybody, don't want to announce anybody until like all that is done, then we'll figure it out after.
Right.
You can edit this. Come on, baby. Come back. Alright, this is part 2.
Là, je le grossis. Puis, je suis pas capable de voir un petit cœur qui bat.
Ok.
C'est petit encore,
Ok.
là, tu sais. Et c'est pas mal sûr de mes dents, puis...
Ben, je t'ai pas.
So if you guys saw the video and if you're at this part now, you know that we are expecting our first baby. And I'm saying this with a lot of restraint for some reason, because we've had quite the journey, as you can imagine, and as you saw, it hasn't been really easy for me and for us to share this, although we've wanted to tell you and talk about this for a very long time now. Our journey basically started in spring of 2020 almost. So it's been quite the journey, but we're finally here and now it's finally time to talk about it. So last year, as you can see, we suffered 2 miscarriages, and it was awful, and it was a lot of mixed feelings and excitement and confusion and then disappointment and just a big roller coaster of emotions. So as you can imagine, a lot has been going on behind the scenes, and it's just taken me a while in this pregnancy as well to get it all together and get ready to talk about it and to announce it to everybody. Of course, this time around, we only told close friends and family about the fact that we were expecting at 12, 13 weeks or so, and we just announced it on social media when I was about 20 weeks, 21. Even 21 or 22 weeks. It's been quite a process for me, honestly, but I feel like I'm ready, and I'm here talking to you all about it and sharing our story with you, just because although it's taken me a while, I don't want any of this to be a taboo. I don't want this to be a secret, because miscarriages do happen, and they're very common, and there's about 1 in 5 pregnancies that end up in miscarriages, unfortunately. So if you did go through it, or if you are experiencing it, or if you know anybody that is going through it, you know that it's quite something. It's a process of going through loss, and I understand it's not easy to talk about it to someone going through it, but just know that anything helps. Anything you say, anything you can offer as presents or as nice words, it helps. And although you can feel like you're not finding the right words and you're not saying the right things, even offering just to be there and offering to listen really helps. I did touch briefly on it in a video a few months ago, but I wasn't really ready to talk about it fully. But basically what happened, as you could see, was that our first miscarriage happened at about, we found out at about 10 weeks. At the 10-week appointment, there was no heartbeat, so we went in with the doctor went in with an ultrasound, and then she saw that the fetus was measuring at about 6 weeks instead of 10, and she couldn't see a heartbeat. So the next step, she couldn't just call it a miscarriage then, so she suggested we do some blood work. So I had to do blood work, I think, in the interval of 48 hours. So I did one blood test and then another one 48 hours just to see if the HCG levels would drop. And after that, when the doctor said, okay, this is in fact a miscarriage, I had to go to it's like an emergency gynecologist clinic, and the on-call gyno there prescribed me a pill that would help my body get rid of the fetus by itself. Because some women can go through the miscarriage by themselves and their bodies can get rid of it by itself, but mine just wouldn't. It was just like everything was inside, it just wouldn't move, it wouldn't do anything. So I had to have some medication to help speed the things along, and in fact the pills didn't work for me. I did bleed heavily for 2 weeks, but when we did the follow-up ultrasound, everything was still there. Like, you could still see the pregnancy sac right there, and so my body just wouldn't get rid of it. And that is when I had to go in for a surgery procedure called a DNC, I think, which was the most traumatic of everything, because, you know, at this point it's been weeks since we found out that we had a miscarriage, and just my body wouldn't want to get rid of the fetus by itself. So it was just procedure after procedure, and it was just a lot of intervention, a lot of blood work and ultrasound and procedures that ended up in surgery. And that surgery is just, it was horrible. It took a while for me, at least, to recover from it. It was just overall very unpleasant. So that left a big scar emotionally, and that was the most traumatic part, just because it's so much, it drags on so long before everything is okay. And then following that, our second miscarriage was in November, and that was really just a quick thing. We found out we were pregnant, it was about 5 weeks in, and then just a few days later, I was bleeding out, and then I just had to go to the emergency room just to make sure that everything was done and over with. So that was a quicker miscarriage situation, thankfully. And then finally, when we found out this time around in February that I was pregnant, that's why I was very on my guards. I wasn't filming anything, I wasn't even excited. When I told Andy, I just took the pregnancy test, I left it on the bathroom counter, and he later saw it, and he was like, oh, okay, like, that's the situation, cool. So we were just holding our breath. We found out between week 5 and week 6, and then we just had to wait until week 12 until everything was okay. So it was very non-exciting this time around, just because we've been scarred so many times before, and we just wanted to be as calm as possible in the situation, if that makes any sense. We didn't want to be overly excited about it. We didn't want to get our hopes up or anything, so that's why it happened the way it happened. The other camera ran out of battery, so I just wanted to continue a bit with this device. But basically, yes, we only told our close friends and family close to 12 weeks just because they were just so happy when they first found out last June or last July, even last June. So the disappointment in everybody was just really hard to handle. So we just wanted to be able to manage everyone's expectations and be as calm as possible with the situation. But it's really hard, honestly, when you've been through loss, trying not to think about it and trying to keep your mind distracted and onto other things while you just wait for 12 weeks. It's really long. And any of you going through it, you know what I'm talking about. So this time around, our first doctor's appointment, I don't know why they didn't give me the 10-week appointment, but they gave me a 12-week appointment, and then my first ultrasound was 12 weeks as well. So during that same week, we saw the doctor once to hear the heartbeat and to see the baby, and then a formal ultrasound that same week. So that same week we also did a harmony test, is what it's called, and they do genetic testing for a bunch of genetic diseases, but they also let you pay an extra fee to find out the sex really early on. So as soon as 12 weeks you can know the sex, which I was absolutely for. I really wanted to know as soon as possible just to manage our expectations if ever it was something that I wasn't expecting. And so after the first doctor's appointment at 12 weeks, we could see the heartbeat, and she just used a portable ultrasound machine to show me the baby. The baby was so active, moving around, so that was so reassuring. It was really a big relief to know that everything was okay on that aspect. And then on that same week, when we went for the formal ultrasound, you know, we could see the baby a lot more. We could hear the heartbeat again. The tech was measuring the baby to see that everything was growing properly. Everything was okay. So that was a very big relief. That day, I also did the blood work to do the genetic testing and to find out the gender. And just a few days later, we did find out the gender. And honestly, that was, in complete transparency, that was another disappointment of mine.
Bo!
It's a boy!
It's a boy! I knew it!
I said it too!
I knew it!
You're having a boy!
It's a boy!
You're having a son, Andy! If you've been following me for a while, you probably know that I am, and I consider myself very much a girl mom, and which is weird because I've always imagined myself as a girl mom. I've never in my life pictured myself having a son, which is really weird. I don't know why, but when we found out we were having a boy, I got really disappointed. And I think it's not because you've been through loss and you're fortunate enough to be pregnant that you have to, first of all, enjoy pregnancy and feel blessed with pregnancy and be happy with whatever comes your way. I can want to have a baby, but also not enjoy being pregnant. I can want to have a baby and also be disappointed about the gender. I'm allowed to want to have a baby, but then expect a certain gender. I'm not saying I'm not going to love this kid. I know I will, but when we found out it was a boy, I was disappointed, and it took me a very long time. I'm still trying to get it over with. I'm not going to lie, it's been 10 weeks, but I'm still trying to manage my expectations and my outlook on everything. And I am very lucky to have a healthy baby right now, but I just expected certain things for myself, for my life, for our family. And when that doesn't happen, you know, it's just a little stab. I'm just trying to manage everything internally and trying to deal with it as best as I can. So it might be an unpopular opinion and kind of a taboo thing to say, but you know, I'm not the only one dealing with gender disappointment, and that's just how I'm processing things right now, and that's a very honest opinion. I've been very detached from the pregnancy ever since we found out the gender. I'm not as excited anymore to do this and that, and I wasn't really excited to shop for the nursery and get ready and prepare for the things, but we did start doing the nursery just because Andy is very against being last minute. So he wanted to do the nursery as soon as we could. So we started weeks ago, and it's coming along. So probably the next video you're going to see is going to be nursery shopping and setup videos. If you want to see any other pregnancy or baby related content, let us know what you want to see. I do realize that this is not dog related content per se, but this is just our life now, and Herky and Milton will be part of it every step of the way. Be assured we're doing our best to keep their life as normal as possible. Even after the baby comes, you know, they were here first. They're still our babies. So we're trying to do our very best, but this is going to be our life now. So let us know what you would like to see. I can talk to you more throughout the pregnancy, the miscarriage, you know, my favorite products so far, what I've been loving, what we are missing, what I'm going to be shopping for, all those things, how Herky and Milton are dealing with it, how we're managing everything, or how we expect to manage our life from now on. So any content related to that, let us know what you would like to see. And so now here we are. I'm turning 23 weeks, so it's been quite the journey, but here we are, and I'm ready to turn the page and move along and enter this new chapter of our lives with you guys. Thank you for being with us throughout this entire time. Even if you didn't know what was happening, all your kind messages and support behind the scenes, as always, is always super supportive and helps us feel loved and accompanied through all of it. So that's gonna be it for now. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys always for being here. We love you, and we'll see you soon.